Speaking about rendering or giving, health care and health services, how is a vice president doing? Professor Naana Pokwajima, we do know that she is seeking medical care abroad. Apparently she's in the UK.
Right.
Do you have any latest information on how she's doing?
Moro, let me wish the vice president of Ghana a speedy recovery.
Okay.
And I pray that the good Lord bless the hands that will touch her and nourish the brains that will treat her so that she will get healthy quickly and come back to perform a role as the vice president of Ghana.
Okay.
To be honest, even if I had known what she is sick of, I am not entitled to disclose it because of confidentiality and because they have not given me that permission. I only pray that she gets well. But it's unfortunate. A country like Ghana, we have not been able to devolve to the state that we can manage our own illness when our top dignitaries are sick within our own country.
Before you get there, do you think that in line with good practice and in line with good governance, we shouldn't be able to confidently tell the public what is wrong with a public official?
If the person so decides...
Be transparent about it.
If the person so decides for it to be public, like the Pope does, like other people do, if the person so decides, it's a personal issue. Sickness is a personal issue. If you go to the medical and dental council, they'll tell you, if you divulge, even the doctor, you divulge somebody's information to the wife without his permission, he can sue you. So it is up to the patient to say, I want my information to be broadcast.
Even if the person is a public official?
Even if he's public, he's still a person, he's still a client. In the first place, he's still a client.
Okay.
You can't say somebody should dispose of his illness to the entire world that I am sick of this.
Okay.
No, it is his or her right to keep it to himself and his doctors. Like sometimes some patients, some clients will tell you certain things that this is between me and you. You don't bring it out. Doctors do the same thing. A client can tell you something, this is between me and you.
Yeah.
You don't bring it out. Use it to treat me, but you are not supposed to divulge it. If you go and divulge an information about a patient under your care to his relative, even the closest relative, without his permission and he sues you, you pay for it dear.
Yeah.
So that is why I say we can't force anybody who is public. Going public doesn't mean that you have signed a warrant that when you are sick, divulge my information. Then they have to put a clause in the medical and dental council that public figures, their records of health issues must be exposed. If it is there and you do it, that one there's no problem. Okay. If she herself, through her media consultant or PR, tells the PR, tell the people, I'm suffering of this, they should pray for me, let me get well. And she comes to announce it. Fair enough.
But do you think we should get there at some point? Because if you look at best practices, if you look at England, for instance, when King Charles was sick, and he was being treated of cancer, in fact, there were even related effects after the treatment of cancer. They kept the public updated on what exactly was wrong with him, even Queen Elizabeth herself. Should we get there at some point? That look, once you decide you want to become a public officer, then there's nothing confidential about certain aspects of your life anymore, for instance, when it comes to your state of health. Should we get there at some point? Or you think we should maintain the status quo?
I'll tell you, that is a decision the royal family took.
Okay.
That is a decision they took.
Right.
But per law, you are not obliged. There's why in our constitution is it obliged that any public figure should tell the public anytime he's sick and what he is sick for.
Should we get there at some point?
Why do we want to know about people's private issues when it comes to health? Okay. Sickness is a personal issue and private issue.
Right.
It must be kept sacrosanct unless the person wants it to be divulged.
Okay, that's fine. I think point's well made. Then I'll come to you on that. Then the second layer of this conversation has to do with whether after 68 years of independence, shouldn't we have enough sophisticated medical facility, state of the art, that should be able to take care of our public, or if I take care of the citizenry, without necessarily seeking medical care abroad. In fact, your own colleague, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, must have been somewhere last year, April, May, thereabout, said that he wants to see a Ghana where public officials are banned from seeking medical care abroad, because that's the only way we can look within and build our own, health facilities, and for health facilities that will serve the citizens regardless of their social and economic, standings. Where do you stand on this?
I think it's rather unfortunate, like I was saying, that at this age of Ghana, we still have to rely on foreign expertise, foreign facilities for our health needs, both public figures and well-to-do people.
Yeah.
We have not sat down as a country to really decide that we want to establish a health system that can cater for at least 90 to 98, 99% of all the illness in Ghana, and draw a strategic plan on how to develop the infrastructure, train the needed human resource, and look for the needed resources to be able to do this. We don't need to have such facilities littered all around the country, but at least we must have one top-notch hospital in the country, whereby when you go, your referral should be internal. From one department to the other, from one specialist to the other, they combine their brains and solve a problem. You remember 2023, they separated Siamese twins in Ghana. And you saw the collaborations between various stakeholders, specialists, pediatricians, psychologists, whatever, neurosurgeons, surgeons, vascular surgeons. They came together, separated Siamese twins. That was a great deal of collaboration. With the needed human resource procured, they succeeded in performing the surgery. What is wrong with Ghana? If we also sit down and plan that this is what we are going to do, in 4, 5, 6 years' time, at least 1% of Ghanaians who need treatment may be going out, but the rest of us would have the needed treatment in Ghana. We don't really need to have all the specialists in Ghana. We can even sign agreements with certain specialists abroad. When the need be for them to be in the country, they come to the country. I thought that even the former vice president, fallen sick at the initial stage of their government in 2017, where he was flown out and people criticized, including my good self.
You criticize it?
I criticize it.
Okay.
I criticize it not because I didn't want him to go and get treatment.
Okay.
I criticize the system for not elaborating on processes and developing processes and structures to prevent that from recurring. And the reason is that, you see, the previous government, NDC previous government, started a certain proposal to set up facilities that would minimize exportation or external treatment of Ghanaians, like well-to-do people, public figures, by establishing a quaternary hospital. That quaternary hospital was actually almost abandoned. But for somebody who demonstrated at Legon before the former First Lady, but for the former health minister who fell sick and went there to take a rest, perhaps the facility would have been standing unused. But for COVID, it would have been standing unused. If a past government set up a program to set up facilities to prevent Ghanaians from going out, majority of Ghanaians from going out to seek medical treatment, when you come, you look at it and see the importance and continue. You even had the incident of your vice president falling sick, unfortunately. You didn't take advantage of that. Then COVID came, you said COVID has taught us a lesson. You didn't take advantage of that. That hospital is not running to its fullest capacity. If we deliberately spend enough resources to train the needed human resource, it's not only the matter of the structure, it's the human beings who work there, the skilled labor that will work there. We need to resource them. I can tell you, go to Scholarship Secretariat and ask how much money has been given to Ghanaian specialists to go out and specialize in super critical diseases. And how much has been given for people to go and read political administration, business management, PhDs to come back here? You cry. That's why I think that we need to deliberately engineer a strategic plan, a blueprint that will lead us gradually in weaning ourselves off from foreign medical treatment, that we can empower our own. Keep the little cedis we have here instead of changing it into dollars to go and treat somebody abroad. And then give job to people, because once that hospital is built, many people will get job. We'll treat most of our people here. Even others would even troop to Ghana as well to also come for the treatment.
You talk about medical tourism.
Medical tourism. Yeah. Look, no one will come for medical tourism if he thinks that I'll come to this hospital tomorrow, take me to this hospital, next time you take me to this hospital. No, they want a one-stop shop for health. And we need to build on that. So I think it is far too long for us to be in a country like Ghana. We brag of everything that is democratic. They say, oh, US, they are doing it. UK, they are doing it. Democratic in America, this is what they do. But we don't say how they treat people in America. Do the American presidents or their leaders go to Britain for treatment? Germany, you can't move from one state as a public figure to go to another state if not fully sanctioned for medical treatment. Within Germany.
I see.
Yes. Because you must ensure that your backyard is well resourced. So I pray that with the intention His Excellency has, and I hope it will work, we resource the health sector, train some specialists to take care of all these type of diseases that will take people out, to manage them, so that we'll be able to manage them here. But more importantly, I would advise all public figures and well-to-do people, take rest, relaxation, very serious. We engulf ourselves with too much loads, and we get stressed up. Our immune system depresses, and we can easily fall sick of anything. That is what I advise. Once I advise the government is listening, and I know it is part of the strategic plan to make sure that Rich Hospital is converted to a teaching hospital, make sure the Legon Hospital comes up to work as the way they plan for it to work. And also, Ghanaians should encourage self-discipline, and let's look at how those who have money in Ghana who can do a lot of business. People are building estates and those things. People are building big party offices. People, they don't have a small clinic in their backyard to take care of them. Let's invest in health. If health is not correct in the country, is not working well in the country, who all will fall victims? And who will fall victims? Who will go? If you don't have the opportunity to go out very early, you go. So it's unfortunate our Vice President had to be flown out of the country. Yeah. But I pray in future, like Blackwell said, he didn't say we are going to do it just today. It must be a plan.
Yeah. No, he said words on that.
Right, whatever he said, I am a doctor and I am a health person, and I know that to implement this, you need a plan step by step. Building the facility, training the people alongside. When you train them and come, they must work as a group, as a team. If they don't work as a team, it will work. When they work as a team, like I've cited example of the Rich Hospital Siamese twin separation, it worked. If they come back, a urologist comes, an orthopedic surgeon comes, a psychologist, a neurosurgeon, all of them come together and they are working as a team. That is when we will succeed. Because a political figure who is sick, normally he will need a good psychologist by him, even to prep it up. So you can't just say, go and see the orthopedic surgeon to mend your fracture when he has a lot of stress on him. So we need to develop such specialists in Ghana, get them the facility, and resource them well, remunerate them well, because outside they will need. Where we don't have a specialist we can get to work, we can sign agreement with specialists abroad. They agree. Other countries do it. We've seen specialists fly from America to South Africa, fly from the US to Saudi Arabia to treat people. We can sign agreement with top-notch doctors, even Ghanaian doctors. We have a lot of them in the US. Atlanta, they are there, so many. Sign agreement with them. When we have a top-notch public figure who needs treatment, or even a Ghanaian who needs some treatment in Ghana, and you can come. The Medical and Dental Council may waive the authorization for him coming because they've done pre-arrangements. He comes, treat the person, take his flight, and goes back. It works like that. Even there are Indians who come here, sign agreements with private hospitals, come and operate for 1 week, 2 weeks, and go back. So we can do a lot of things to curtail this export of our high-level dignitaries outside Ghana. It's unfortunate. It has happened. We can't say they shouldn't do it because we don't have the facilities yet.
Right.
So I don't see why we should begrudge anybody for sending the vice president out for treatment. He needs the treatment. She needs the treatment, and we pray that she recovers very quickly and come back to join. And also be a spokesperson and advocate for proper development in the health sector to minimize the foreign medical treatment request.
Right. You know, you have articulated this aspiration very beautifully. And of course, it's not the first time we have heard this.
Yeah.
We've heard this talk time and again in the past, where we are always, you know, telling Ghanaians where we're aspiring to get to in terms of providing healthcare, etc. The challenge is that we've not moved as fast as we're supposed to.
Yeah.
And so we're still sort of, you know, I don't want to say we're moving at a slower pace than we're supposed to. Let me just simply put it that way. Do you then agree with those who say the only way we can fast track this or we can catalyze this is to say that let's come up with a policy that says if you are a public office holder or if you're a public official, right from the presidency to the man at the lowest level, do not move outside of this country if you are unwell. Even if it means you die here. It is the only way we'll get our leaders to work as fast as they can for us to achieve this dream and this vision, as you have beautifully, you know, articulated. Where do you stand on this? And lawyer, please bear with me. You know, this one is a doctor's sort of conversation, but I'll come back to you. No, don't worry. I'll get you to comment on that as well.
It's equally my field.
Oh.
I've been a qualified nurse for at least 19 years.
Really?
And I've worked in the hospitals for almost 20 years.
You see, you're my friend, but I realized apparently I don't know you. So that's my final question before I get to you. Or you think it's practically not possible?
No, they are right. They are right calling that we should ban everybody from going out because of the frustration.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
But ethically, yes, it's not good.
Even legally?
Yeah, even legally, it's not good. It means that you are subjecting people to die when you know we don't have the right person. Let's give timelines.
Okay.
Let every Ghanaian tell the government, 4 years, we want to see a total reduction in the number of public figures who leave the source of this country for treatment.
Right.
Let a team sit down, draw a strategic plan. How do we do it? And these are the steps. How long will it take us to at least minimize it to 1%?
Okay.
Because there's no place in this world that you can have all treatments. We can combine several methods in making it work, but we cannot make it 100%. That one there, we can do it. So I understand the public, and I also support it. But ethically, and then, as the lawyer is saying, legally, it's not right. It's just that because they are public figures, you will notice it. And because they are not, like we all say, they are not taking care of our hospitals, that's why they go out.
Right.
But I pray that this would happen.
Okay.
And I have hope that this will. Once Akudjeto has said it, would all support him and to get the government to make sure that, the health minister to make sure we try to establish a system like that.
Okay.
One thing about people also going out is the issue of my information will leak.
Okay.
See, that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
But we don't have trust within ourselves. I tell you, I have taken care of very big officials of the opposite party. But I've never gone out to say a word of what I treat them for. It is that some people fear. But doctors, we're not like that. I've seen doctors who are NPP taking care of NDC people very well, and no information come out. It is when they allow their PRs, their small officers around them to take a picture of them and know what is there. They go out to publish it in social media and the rest.
Yeah.
But doctors in particular will not go out and publish anything in social media about the patients. It is as a result of their own people around them who publish it. So that is what I'll say.
Okay.